Well, that's good. Here, well, this is Jim, and I live in Texas, and I have a Farkle here. If you look at this, this is like a masterpiece of the CNC machinist arts, carved from a solid block of aircraft aluminum. In one fell swoop is a set of handlebar risers for an FJR. Now I got these. They're for Motorcycle Larry. They're considered the top of the line for raising your handlebars and bringing them back closer to the rider, so it's less like a Hayabusa, more like a gull wing. And I started reading the instructions. The instructions are filled with things like, warning, warning. If you screw this up, you will have to trash your motorcycle. No refunds. And don't touch that, or you'll ruin your motorcycle for all time. So I got to thinking, if this was an electrical thing like your powerlet plug, that's one thing. But I needed somebody who's capable of like Ducati brain surgery. So I bribed for paying his high hourly fee, well worth it. I invited Busasaurus Rex, happened to be in town, and he just graciously agreed to stop by. And you can see that we've dismantled the whole handlebar assembly. It's just laying in pieces now.
This is the fun part.
And this is the taking apart step. I probably might have been able to get this far, but we're about to get to the putting back together step.
That's the
So anyway, this is Jim in Texas and Busasaurus Rex, and we'll hopefully show you the nice risen and pulled back handlebars to make this more like a gull wing.
That's right.
All right. I saw a movie once about this fellow was a brain surgeon. He was training a young brain surgeon. He had a big drill, and the kid had to drill into the brain, and the old guy said, "It's just a brain. Drill into it. Get going." Well, one of the big reasons I'm so grateful Busasaurus Rex is here is because we got to drill out the heads of two super secret security bolts on this ignition assembly, which is here. And
the whole reason I'm here is to drill these two bolts.
Well, that's not the whole reason. That's not the whole reason, but it's a big part of it. So we're going to see if how this goes, and I'm going to have to turn the camera off because I want to have both hands to help here.
I think I can hold it.
Can you manage it?
Yeah.
All righty, let's see how we're doing. One slip up and the whole bike has to be crushed.
That would suck. Okay, let's do this other one a little bit, and then we'll take off and see where we're at.
Joe, you're supposed to lube this? Should we be lubing this with something?
Probably wouldn't hurt.
I got WD-40 and chain lube.
WD-40 will do the trick.
Okay, just squirt a little bit in there.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. A little dab will do you. Oh, wait, that was shaving cream, wasn't it?
I'm surprised you're old enough to remember that. But you probably never really owned any Brill cream.
I did not.
No, I didn't think so.
I'm still stuck in the 80s as far as my musical taste, so is it any surprise that I'm still stuck further back for... I do use an old double-edged razor, though.
Really?
I have it today.
Wow.
But yeah.
I cut
My
myself to
razor
ruins
was
with
actually,
those.
the one I used was actually made in 1961.
Good heavens.
And it rocks. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, let's go over and do this one again.
Well, something's coming out of there.
Yeah, I'm getting some material, that's for sure.
Okay, here's what this is what brain surgeon Tracy, excuse me, did. This is, he's telling me that when we drill enough, the head is just going to pop off, and I didn't quite visualize what he meant by that, but he's right. Drill, 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 and then all of a sudden, this head of the security bolt just kind of comes off. It was very pronounced. I could, even though I wasn't drilling, I could tell that something interesting had happened. So when you guys trade in your Hondas and your Suzukis for a good motorcycle like an FJR, you'll know to watch for this. I better, I still got one more bolt to drill. I better ease off on the boosters. Okay, how are we doing? Did it lift and separate?
Just like a glove.
All right. Woo!
Like that.
Wow.
We have a collar in there we may or may not need. So I'm gonna leave
I don't know if we need that or not. Well, that is worth the steak dinner that I'm going to bribe Tracy with to do this. That's how we do that.
That's right.
Okay, well, yeah, that's a big step.
Head go? Did you take it off already?
It's over here.
Oh, you grab it?
I guess over here.
Oh, both of them are?
I don't know what happened to the one on this side. I don't know if it exists anymore.
Oh, no, where did it go?
I don't know. This is the one from this side.
It was sitting. I thought.
Is it still in there, or no? It's not. It's gone. It's somewhere. Oh dear. Well, we'll solve the mystery of the missing head.
I hate the missing head.
Okay, Tracy is tapping the new triple tree riser onto the triple tree. The new ignition switch went right in, and look at it. Golden hands with the mallet. Yes, no Suzuki jokes while he's holding the mallet.
That's right. Show brother some love. That's all I'm saying.
You know, no cracks about chains or anything like that.
That's right.
Well, this is super. It's nothing like watching an expert at work.
No, don't call me nasty names. I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. Either that or I slept a Holiday Inn last night. I don't know which. Okay, I wonder. Let's see. Okay, what we'll do now is before we tighten up the pinch bolts, we'll go ahead and put the nut on and torque this down, and then that's going to set. That's going to go ahead and push this down and flatten it flush with the fork tubes. That's basically going to be our control right there.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get the new nut and torque away.
Sometimes, yeah.
Well, this is the final product. Let's see here if we can see it. Let's turn the handlebars. Give them the handlebars a jerk, and let's see if look. No binding that way. No binding that way.
There's a bell.
Okay. Yeah. So it was interesting to watch Busasaurus Rex work, because a couple of times he said, "I'm having an epiphany," or "This doesn't feel right," and he would stop, and we would find some minor mistake, and before it became a disaster, had it just been me, we'd had to go through the disaster step for me to learn it. But I guess you've had disasters in the past, but in the far past when you were a kid learning to do this, not now.
Yeah.
One thing I will say to my FJR riding friends is, if you look right here, there's a spacer. You got two sets of pairs of screws or bolts that come with this. This key assembly will work with either one of them, but the instruction doesn't mention this spacer, but if it's not there, you're using the wrong bolt, and then you're not going to have the right bolt when you come up to this part, and you're going to have to take it apart and put it back together again. Not that we would do that, but just in case somebody not as smart as us, you know, put it together and use the wrong bolt there. So make sure you're using the long bolt with the spacer to put the key assembly into the triple clamp.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you so much, Tracy.
You bet. I'm glad we're able to
All righty.
do it.
Well, this is Jim in Texas, and I've got, look how much you can see. If you get back a little, you can see how much that's raised the handlebars and brought them back. It's also made them a little less swept, so a little less Hayabusa-like. They're at the stock is 6-degree angle here, and this is 4, and that's supposed to make it a little more comfortable on a long trip. So I'm really, look, I got to do a long trip now.
Absolutely.
Okay, well that's great, and I got a few other little farkles that I'm capable of doing myself, and a trunk, and then we'll pause the farkling for a little bit. All right, well, Tracy, thanks again. This is Jim and Busasaurus Rex, and we're in Texas right now, and we've just farkled up this bike.